The 5 quiet signs that someone you love may be nearing the end of life, even a year in advance. There are moments in life that whisper louder than a shout. When someone we love is approaching the end of their journey, the signs aren't always loud or dramatic. More often, they come gently, like a fading sunset at the close of a long day. There is no sudden alarm bell, no moment that tells us, this is it. Instead, there are soft changes, subtle, almost invisible, until you begin to see them not as random, but as a pattern, a message. Many people believe death only shows its face in the final days or hours. But for those who are really paying attention, the process can begin many months before, sometimes even a year in advance. And the signs are not just physical, they are emotional, spiritual, and behavioral. Understanding these signs doesn't make losing someone easier, but it gives us the gift of time, the chance to say what matters, the opportunity to sit with them, hold their hand, and walk that last part of their road not in fear, but in presence, love, and peace. Let's explore these quiet signs, not to be afraid, but to prepare, to become more tender, more aware, and more open to what it means to love someone to the very end. They begin letting go of the outer world. One of the earliest signs is a gentle pulling away from people, from events, from the world they once actively participated in. You might notice they don't ask about family news like they used to. Birthdays and anniversaries slip by without mention. The TV stays off. The mail stays unopened. Phone calls go unanswered. They're not angry. They're not upset. It's just the noise of the world doesn't call to them anymore. What once felt important, news, social events, even favorite hobbies, no longer brings the same joy. Their focus begins to shift from doing to simply being. You might find them sitting quietly, staring out a window for long periods. Not sad, just still. This isn't depression, it's transition, a slow movement away from the outside world and a turning inward toward reflection, peace, and preparation. If you notice this, don't force them to re-engage. Sit with them, be quiet together. Your presence, not your words, is what matters most. Fatigue that goes beyond sleepiness. As the body begins its slow journey toward closure, it starts asking for more rest. Not just naps, not just going to bed early, but a kind of deep, lasting fatigue that blankets the day. Even simple tasks, getting dressed, walking across the room, eating a meal, can become overwhelming. You may see your loved one fall asleep mid-conversation, or close their eyes for long stretches, even if they're not fully asleep. They may begin to skip meals because they're too tired to eat. And even when they wake up, they don't feel refreshed. This isn't laziness. It's the body conserving energy, redirecting it away from action and toward healing, reflecting, and in some cases, slowly shutting down. Instead of urging them to stay active, think about how to increase their comfort. Soft pillows, warm blankets, a calm environment, gentle touches on the hand. The body knows what it's doing. Sometimes the kindest thing we can do is simply allow it. Eating less, drinking less, and feeling okay about it. Food, once a joy, starts to lose its appeal. Your loved one may say they're not hungry, or that food doesn't taste right, or that swallowing feels like work. This can be one of the hardest signs for family members, especially in cultures where food is love. When someone refuses a meal, we worry. We push. We try to feed them just a little something. But here's what we often don't understand. As the body prepares for death, it actually needs less food. The digestive system slows. Metabolism slows. Forcing food can cause more discomfort than nourishment. If your loved one eats only a bite of yogurt or drinks a few sips of tea, let that be enough. Offer favorites in small amounts. Make meal times about connection, not calories. What matters now isn't nutrition, it's comfort and dignity. Old memories resurface more than the present. A curious thing happens as people approach the end of life. Their mind begins to drift into the past. Stories you've never heard before come bubbling up. Stories from childhood, from early adulthood, from long-forgotten corners of memory. Names you've never heard. Places they haven't spoken of in decades. This isn't confusion, it's life review. As the present begins to matter less, the mind often takes one last walk through the places it's been. It pulls out photos in the mind's eye, revisits laughter, replays decisions, regrets, triumphs. Sometimes, they'll speak to people who have already passed. They might smile at an empty corner of the room, or carry on conversations that don't make sense to you. Don't interrupt. Let them talk. This is a sacred process. It's how the soul prepares for what comes next. In these moments, the veil between worlds grows thinner, and what we may see as hallucination, they may experience as reunion. A profound inner peace begins to settle in, and then slowly, a peace arrives. Not always, not for everyone, but often enough that it's impossible to ignore. They stop worrying, stop planning, stop arguing. They begin to say things like thank you, or I love you, or I'm okay, with a calm you may not expect. Their face softens, their voice slows. They may hold your hand for longer, or simply look at you with deep, unspoken understanding. This is not giving up. This is acceptance. It's as if they've made peace with the life they've lived and are quietly, gently preparing to say goodbye. For those around them, this can be a moment of heartbreak, but also a moment of profound connection, because in that stillness, something holy often appears. Something that tells you, this isn't just the end. It's a kind of beginning, too. In closing, none of these signs come with a calendar. Some appear a year in advance, others just weeks before. But all of them are invitations to pay attention, to be present, to love more deeply while time still allows. When we notice these signs, not with fear, but with reverence, we learn how to walk with someone through their final chapter, not as caretakers, but as witnesses to something sacred. Hold their hand, listen to their stories, let them sleep, let them speak, and when they are quiet, just sit beside them. Because in the quiet, everything important is still being said.